And आदाब सलाम नमस्कार। एक बार फिर से स्वागत है पीएलजी के एक नए अंक में। आई एम सुफैल अहमद, ग्लोबल प्रेसिडेंट पीएलजी, and you are connected to the PLG online weekly program. It is PLG 313, and today's program is very special. That is celebrating the legend. As you know, that in celebrating the legend program, we choose a poet every month, alternatively in English, Hindi, and Urdu. And this month, the poet we have chosen is a very talented, a very famous poet, an English poet, Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu, whom people know more as a politician and as a freedom fighter than as a poet. But let me tell you that had she not been a freedom fighter, or had she not been a politician, she would have still been known very well. She would still have been famous because of her poetry. She was definitely a multifaceted person who was so busy keeping the torch of freedom fighting alive, and being in politics, being dealing with the political situations, and still delivering the world class, very high notch poetry. The purpose, ladies and gentlemen, our anchor will tell you more about the poet, and that's why I do not recite her poems, because our participants will recite poems. I do not tell facts about Sarojini Naidu because our anchor will tell you those facts. What I want to tell you is that what is the purpose behind this program? The purpose behind this program is to make us aware about our legends. What was their poetry? What was their style of writing? In today's world, we all are busy. It's a commercial world. We all are busy in our commercial things, our day-to-day routine. And PLG tries all of us, once in a month, to take a little time, around 1.5 hour to 2 hours, and know about a legend poet. And in this 1.5 hour, our participants recite the poems written by that legend, and our anchor gives information about the life and work of the poet. And that is how in 1.5 hours we create a documentary, we create a whole knowledge base about a poet. And we come to know about a poet in and out to such an extent in 1.5 hours, which probably we will never find time to read about in our probably the whole life. So that's the purpose of this. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, PLG is the first organization in the world to conduct the online Mushaira. We were the pioneers before it became a norm, and now everywhere you will find online Mushairas and Kavi Sammelan. We have been doing this for almost last 6 years, uninterrupted every Saturday, India time 7:30 to 9:30, and we pledge to keep this torch burning. We are joined by so many volunteers from all around the world who contribute in different ways to keep this torch of PLG burning. And I hope with the collaboration of all of you, we will keep this torch burning for a very long time, probably never ending torch. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, that our anchor will give you more information. So it is the time to call upon our anchor, who is none other than Suresh Gupta ji from Netherlands. She's a very talented poet herself, and she's a very good anchor. I'm sure under her guidance and under her anchoring, today's program about Sarojini Naidu will become a very memorable program, and it will be heard time and again by the literary enthusiasts all over the world, because this will be recorded on YouTube and it will be streamed live, as well as it will be stored there, so you can listen to it in future for your reference. If you want to know any details about Sarojini Naidu, you can refer to this program. I'm sure this can be useful to the research people also who want to do some research on Sarojini Naidu. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's the time to call upon our anchor, Suresh Gupta ji, among the big round of applause from all of you. Suresh Gupta ji, please come forward and take over the baton and take this journey forward and take control of this evening. Over to you, Suresh Gupta ji.
Thank you, Tufel sir, and thank you, Simi ma'am. Yeah, thank you so much for the invitation and giving me the opportunity to anchor this program. To be honest, I have never done it online before, so it's the first time. I've done a couple of times in person, and then you see the person, the vibe is different. But now I will try my best to make this program as memorable and to give you as much information about Sarojini Naidu in today, so you know from her birth to death the whole story and what she have done to us, to the women, and to our country and the whole world. Yeah. Thank you so much. I like to say good morning, good afternoon, and everyone, wherever you are. And today, in the stage of PLG, we have gathered to celebrate life's journey of a woman whose words sang like music and whose courage roared like a revolution, a poet, a patriot, and a feminist, and a powerful voice of India. She once called out to her nation, India, "Awake, arise, O slumbering mother." And through her life, she did exactly that. She awakened India. She is none other than Sarojini Naidu, who was also called the Nightingale of India by Mahatma Gandhi. Yeah, I will start with giving some information about her childhood. And born on February 13, 1879, in the vibrant city of Hyderabad, as Sarojini Chattopadhyay, that's her maiden name, and she was no ordinary child. Her father, Aghorenath Chattopadhyay, was a scientist and a philosopher and was serving at that time as the principal of Hyderabad College. Her mother, Varada Sundara Devi, was a poet herself, and it was a home where the science met poetry, and the young Sarojini absorbed both. She was also the eldest of the 8 siblings. At 12 years, she took the university entrance exam and she received the highest rank. And that was quite rare for a woman child to achieve that. At this point, I would like to invite Miss Ananya to recite a poem written by Sarojini Naidu ji. Ananya?
Welcome, Ananya. You are mute. Ananya, you are mute. Yeah, now it's okay.
Namaste and good evening to all. I am Anaya Sharma, a student of grade 5, studying currently at the International Indian School, Al Jubail, Saudi Arabia. I would love to recite a poem titled Street Cries, written by the famous Indian poetess Sarojini Naidu. Here it goes. When dawn's first cymbals beat upon the sky, rousing the world to labor's various cry, to turn the flock, to bind the mellowing grain, from ardent toil to forge a little gain, and fasting men go forth on hurrying feet. By bread rings down the eager street. When the earth falters and the waters soon, with the implacable radiance of noon, and in dim shelters coils hush their notes, and the faint, thirsting blood in languid throats craves liquid succor from the cruel heat. By fruit, steals down the panting street. When twilight, twinkling over the gay bazaars, unfurls a sunken canopy of stars. When lotus are strung and fragrant torches lit on white roof terraces where lovers sit, drinking together of life's poignant sweet, by flowers, floats down the singing street. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Very nice, Ananya. Well recited.
Beautiful, Ananya.
Your confidence and your poise and the stoppages and the way you rendered it, it is very good. Can you tell me why did you like this poem? Why did you choose this poem? What specifically drew you towards this poem? The language?
I have heard many of the stories and many things about Sarojini Naidu, and this is one of the famous poem of Sarojini Naidu. That's why I really like this story.
Very good, very good. That's very nice. So it's a very good beginning as a continue.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And yeah, very beautifully recited, Ananya. Well done. Yeah, and probably now I'm going to tell you maybe Sarojini Naidu was of your age or maybe a little bit older. I cannot judge it. So when she was 13, she wrote her first poem. And you know how long the poem was? It was 1,300 lines poem written by a 13, and it called The Lady of the Lake. And I couldn't find it like as per the data, but at some places it was written like she was among the youngest one to do so, to write. And she was well versed also in Urdu, English, Persian, Bengali, and Telugu. Yeah. And
that's interesting.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. As a child, and also as 13 years, she wrote a play. She wrote a play, Mahir Munir, which was written in Persian. And that time, the ruler of the kingdom of Hyderabad, the Nizam, he was so impressed with the play that he gave her the scholarship to study abroad. And I would let's hear one more poem and then I will tell you more about it. So I invite my next reciter, Miss Swasti Rao from Kuwait.
Hello everyone, I'm Swasti. I'm 13 years old and the poem I'm going to recite is known as Autumn Song. Here I go. Like a joy on the heart of a sorrow, the sunset hangs on a cloud. A golden storm of glittering sheaves, of fair and frail and fluttering leaves. The wild wind blows in a cloud. Hark to a voice that is calling. To my heart in the voice of the wind. My heart is weary, sad, and alone. For his dreams, like the fluttering leaves, are gone. And why should I stay behind? By Sarojini Naidu. The meaning means the poem Autumn indicates a sense of comfort and joy in the poet's thoughts disturbed by the wild wind, symbolically representing the negative thoughts. The poem inspires us not to be worried about the cloudy and shadowed days, as change is a vital portion of life. According to the poetess, autumn is like the short phase of the day when the sun is about to set. It brings joy, but not a permanent one. However, the wild wind suddenly comes out of nowhere and her thoughts fade away. The poem can really inspire you whenever an arrival of change occurs in your life. When you supposedly don't admire it because you're already stuck with the past. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Beautiful, Swasti. Beautiful. The poem was beautiful, and even more, it is very heartening that you understood the poem and the explanation you gave. It is such, it is such with a depth as such that even if somebody reads it many times, he or she may miss something out of it. But the moment, the way you have collected the whole thought, it was just beautiful. Very well rendered, Swasti.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, very well done, Swasti. And I was trying to compare with Ananya, but yeah, Sarojini Naidu was your age when she wrote the longest poem. How cool is that? And now I was telling that she got a scholarship from Nizam of Hyderabad, and thus in 1895 she went to study at King's College, London, and then later to the Garton College, Cambridge, where she continued to improve her literary skills. She met numerous mentors who guided her and encouraged her to embrace her Indian identity. So it was like before Sarojini Naidu, because she was always inspired by English, she was more writing the Western, mimicking the Western world. And now her mentors kind of guided her to look at her Indian heritage. And so her poetry and embraced her Indian identity, and then her poetry found its true voice, which was Indian, vibrant, and soulful. So she was not writing about the Western world, but she was writing what she was observing around her. So that's how her poetry evolved. And she also later said, I am not ready to die because it requires infinitely higher courage to live. So dying apparently is easy, but to live and to live a good life with courage is important. That's her message. And now at this point, I would like to invite Master Harris from Oman for the next recital.
Suresh, I'm not able to see Harris on the screen as such.
Oh, okay.
Is he there? I don't think so. He has not joined.
Then
So,
I can maybe
take another poetry. If
yeah.
he joins back, we will take him back.
Okay, sure. So then I would like to invite Master Aradhya Singh Barot from Qatar.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
Good evening to one and all present here. Today, I, a 12-year-old student of grade 7 in DPS Monarch International School, Doha, Qatar, will recite the great poem in praise of henna by the great philosopher poet Sarojini Naidu, famously known as the Nightingale of India. A kokila called from a henna spray, lira, liri, hasten maidens, hasten away to gather the leaves of the henna tree. Send your pitchers afloat on the tide, Gathered the leaves at the dawn be old, grind them in mortars of amber and gold, the fresh green leaves of the henna tree. A cuckoo called from a henna spray, lira, liri, lira, liri. Hasten, maidens, hasten away to gather the leaves of the henna tree. The tilaks red for the brow of a bride, and the betel nuts red for the lips that are sweet. But for lily-like fingers and feet, the red of the henna tree.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful. The poem you have chosen it has got so much imagery in it. I think so. You must have enjoyed it, reading it again and again before reciting it today. But the way you have recited, it's very good, and it was very nice as such. It was
Yeah, beautiful recitation.
it was
Indeed.
very welcome hearing you. Okay.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Sweet. So now we talked about Hannah, and here comes the next part of her life. So in the while she was in London, she met a doctor, physician, Govinda Rajalu Naidu. And when she returned to Hyderabad, she married him. Well, the fact is like it was an intercaste marriage, which was considered groundbreaking at that time due to intercaste marriages being frowned upon. So yeah, but despite it being seen as the scandalous at the time, both families approved of their marriage. Yeah, so that was about the marriage of Sarojini Naidu, and she also got the 5 children in her life. Yeah, and one of them also joined. We will talk it about later. Also joined the Quit India movement later. So she created the heritage, a legacy of fighting for India. Yeah, I would like to now invite another speaker, Miss Sanidhi Tethalia from Tanzania.
Namaste, good evening to all. My name is Sanidhi and I'm 15 years old, and today I'll be reciting the poem O Youth, to Youth by Sarojini Naidu. O youth, sweet comrade youth, wouldst thou be gone? Long have we dwelt together, thou and I, together drunk of many an alien dawn, and plucked the fruit of many an alien sky. Ah, fickle friend, must I, who yesterday dreamed forwards too long, undimmed ecstasy, henceforward dream, because thou wilt not stare backward to transient pleasure, and to thee I give thee back thy faults, ephemeral vow. But, O beloved comrade, ere we part, upon my mournful eyelids and my brow, kiss me who hold thine image in my heart. Thank you.
Very nice, very nice. Very nice choice and a very good poem as such, and you rendered it very well, Sanidhi.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, that was her voice to the youth, and she was always vocal about youth, and she thinks the country's future lies in the hands of youth. Yeah, and continuing to the story, now I talk more about her poetry. So Sarojini is well known for her poetry that was considered beautiful enough to be sung. I happened to see some of her collections, and you can see there were poems of every season, the poems that you can sing, that can be sung, and the poems that can be recited. And like one collection had like hundreds and 100 to 150 poems in one collection. So that's how beautiful they are, short by sweet. And I also remember like in my childhood as a student, I have also read 2 of her poems. The one is Coromandel Fishermen's, and the other one was the Palanquin Bearers. All were beautiful. They were only 8 verses, but in 8 verses you will know the entire story, and you are in the moment of embracing, oh, what's happening in that moment. What a keen observation, and what a beautiful way to portray. So she used artisans, she used weavers, she used little things that she observes around to portray as a poem. And in that, she mixes the philosophy of life. And then the mixture makes it more soulful. So that was the beauty of her poetry. Her first book of poems, The Golden Threshold, was published in 1905 and included the sketch of a young Sarojini by Irish artist John Butler Yeats. So yeah, when you look at the cover page, it was Sarojini Naidu. Always you will find her photo. That's as a fun fact, like on her collections. Yeah. The Birth of Time was her second and the most strongly nationalist book of poems, published in 1912 in both London and New York. It includes In the Bazaars of Hyderabad, in which she describes the common scenes in the bazaar of Hyderabad, set in the form of conversations between vendors and customers. And that's one of her most popular poems. Yeah. Now, at this stage, I would like to invite Miss Indu Ravindranji from UAE.
Hi, good evening, my friends. I'm Indu. I'm from UAE. And I'm really, really thankful for this opportunity I'm having today. And today, I am reciting a poem of Sarojini Naidu, which is Indian Weavers. In this poem, she uses weaving to represent the three stages of human life. So the weavers are weaving in three different times of the day, which is morning, evening, and night, which is considered to be the birth and youth and the death. So here I am starting. Indian weavers. Weavers weaving at break of day. Why do you weave a garment so gay? Blue as the wing of a halcyon wild, we weave the robes of a newborn child. Weavers weaving at fall of night. Why do you weave a garment so bright? Like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green. We weave the marriage, veils of a queen. Weavers weaving solemn and still. What do you weave in the moonlight chill? White as a feather and white as a cloud. We weave a dead man's funeral shroud. Thank you.
Very good. Guruji, that was a really nice poem you shared, short and very beautiful as such, and the way you explained it, it is very good. The only thing is that there are two or three things which I noticed in it. The questioning mind, and the imagery used, and the question she raised as such. If it seems to be very innocent question, but if you go behind those the questions, there is some deep meaning as such, and people who have lived those times, or who analyze it with that particular time, they will come to know that what she is actually referring to. It is a very beautiful poem.
Life is a beautiful journey with a nice beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, that is life. And yeah, indeed, with when you read Sarojini Naidu, you start to imagine how the India was before, how were the markets and how were the places and how were the traditions. So it's, I think, like more than poem, they are like a historical blocks for us. So she is amazing poet, and think we can't praise her enough. But coming to the next section of her poetry, so the last book of poems published in her lifetime was The Broken Wing, that was published in 1917 and includes the poem The Gift of India, which critiques the British Empire's exploitation of Indian mothers. After her death in 1949, her poems and the unpublished works were edited by her daughter Padmaja Naidu and collected as The Feather of the Dawn, and that was posthumously published in 1961. So that was the collection of her poetry. But as Tufalji started with it. We all know her as a poet, as a politician, but before a politician, she was the voice of women. And it all started while she was studying in UK. While studying in UK, Sarojini Naidu was involved in the suffragist movement, that is, the right to equality for vote for women. She argued that the nationalist cause could not be separated from the women's liberation movement. And that's where her journey started. And after she came back to India, she joined the several women reforms. And yeah, and then you can say she was the champion of women's rights and the living bridge. She was the voice of women. Sarojini Naidu's advocacy for Indian women formed the bedrock of her political identity. She argued that the true independence would be meaningless without the concomitant freedom and empowerment of Indian women. The key milestones in her women's rights advocacy were 1917, like the Women's Indian Association, which she co-founded with Annie Besant, and Muthu Lakshmi Reddy, giving women a formal platform to organize and demand their rights. In 1917, again, the franchise delegation led a 14-woman delegation to meet Secretary of State Edwin Montagu and Viceroy Lord Chelmsford to demand women's right to vote. In 1929, Sharda Act, she mobilized public support for legalization to restrain child marriage and combat the dowry system. In 1930, as AIWC presidency, served as the 4th president of All India Women Conference, campaigning against child marriage, dowry, and the Parda system. So her political core was the voice for women. And now I think it's the time to hear one of her other poems, and for that I invite Minu Lodaji from India.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Suyesh ji, for inviting me. आप बहुत अच्छे से प्रोग्राम लेके जा रही हैं आगे. And you know what? One thing I would like to say, you know, listening to all these youngsters, I just felt like I should listen to them instead of speaking, because इनको सुन के it is such a big change for us to listen to them. Because nowadays, wherever we see, it is only the adults who are reciting the poetry, and especially when these youngsters they recite, you know, they bring a combination of the old and the present, and the distance between the past and the present now it just quietly disappears. The language may be different from them, the situation is different for them, but they just live and breathe the words, and it is so dignified for us to listen to them. So, but as I've opted to read also, so I can read my poem. But I'm really so very proud, and Simiti and Officer, you are doing a really good job by inviting the youngsters. This is a very, very good initiative from your side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today my poem, it is Sarojini Naidu. As we all know, she was a totally nationalist poet and poetess, lyrical and full of symbolisms. So the poem which I am saying it is directly to India, to India. And the stirring poem, it exalts India and its transformative potential. It's just evoking India to just get up and just rise from its sleep. So Mother India to awaken from the dormancy and reclaim its former glory. So my poem. O young, through all thy immemorial years. O young, through all thy immemorial years, rise, mother, rise, regenerate from thy gloom, and like a bride high mated with the spheres, beget new glories from thine ageless womb. The nations that in fettered darkness weep crave thee to lead them where great mornings break. Mother, O mother, wherefore dost thou sleep? Arise and answer for thy children's sake. Thy future calls thee with a manifold sound to crescent honors, splendors, victorious past. Awaken, O slumbering mother, and be crowned, who once were empress of the sovereign past. Thank you. So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, beautiful recitation. And yeah, indeed, I agree with you. Like the children's coming to they're participating in this platform. Yeah, it's amazing.
Actually, her recitation was a guidance to the young ones that
Yes.
how the poem is to be read. The way, the grace and the poise she read, it was beautiful. I think so. They will learn a lot from her. How diction is there, how it is to be read, and how to give pauses, etc.
Thank you so much, sir. But I'm so very proud of these kids. So very proud.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So I'll continue with the women's rights, and the Sarojini Naidu's commitment to women's rights extended beyond India's border. And through her participation in the international forums and her strategic advocacy for legislative reform, she played a key role in drafting the Memorandum of Understanding on Women's Franchise, which demanded equal voting rights for women without property or educational qualifications, challenging the limited franchise proposed by the British. So that was her voice on the women's rights, which she continued to portray, and in the end she won but because when India got independence, the women got equal right to vote, and that was the win of Sarojini Naidu and her activeness. Yeah, but around 1915, the Sarojini Naidu, she entered Indian politics, and mainly influenced by Mahatma Gandhi and Gopal Krishna Gokhale. And this marks a decisive shift from a poetic voice to the political oratory. Her speeches reveal a rhetoric of ethical urgency, and like we have just seen in the poem recited by Minuji, by 1920, she was an active part of the non-cooperation movement. She spoke across India, awakening people. Her powerful words: "We want deeper sincerity of motive, a greater courage in speech, and earnestness in action. So it's a high time that we all should work together to get our country independent." And the main role of Sarojini Naidu was she was the voice of women. She included the women. She was kind of anchor point that more women contributed to the national freedom movement, and especially the non-cooperation movement. And before that, in 1925, she became the first woman president of Indian National Congress. And she was the first Indian woman to have this honor. And before that, it was Annie Besant, but she was, of course, not Indian. And after that, she accompanied Mahatma Gandhi to the London for the inconclusive second session of Roundtable Conference for Indian-British Cooperation in 1931. She believed strongly in the youth and leadership. And now, and before we go to the another chapter, let me also, one of her contribution was also she Sarojini Naidu was also leading the movement, women participation in Salt Satyagraha, the civil disobedience movement. In 1930, Sarojini, among other women activists, include Kamala Devi Chattopadhyay, persuaded Gandhiji to allow women to the Salt March, a non-violent march protesting the British salt monopoly. It was 24 days, and on April 6, 1930, when Gandhi was arrested, he appointed Sarojini as the new leader of campaign. For our viewers, the Salt March happened because the British government said, like, now the Indian cities, like that time not Indian citizens, but like everyone living in India, all Indians have to pay taxes on salt, and that was unacceptable by Mahatma Gandhi. What the salt is such a common thing, and it's not a luxury that you have to pay tax on. So, and Mahatma Gandhi ji, he was so furious about this action that he started this Dandi Yatra, Dandi March, that he started from Sabarmati to the Dandi, and Dandi is the place where the salt was formed. So it's in the shore, so it's in the coastal region. So there, you will block the salt water and let it evaporate, and you get salt. So it was most like the salt producing hub. And the Sarojini Naidu, and like we say, the Kamala Devi Chattopadhyay, they both were like, we would like to participate also, because Gandhiji started with followers, and then as he was moving towards the Dandi, more and more people joined the group. So they were then, at the end, there were like hundreds of people protesting against Britishers to have tax evoked from the salt. So that was the history behind the Salt March. Now I think it's time to call another another reciter for today, and that is Geeta Sethi from Indonesia.
Suresh, Geeta Sethi is not on the line, I suppose.
Okay.
She's not visible as, so you take the next one. I think so probably one of your young friends is waiting very.
He's back.
You missed out Aarti as such. Aarti Ganesh is there. First take Aarti Ganesh, and then after that continue the.
Okay, sure. Yeah, please. I'm sorry if I missed that. I may have missed it. Sorry. So please, Aarti, please, the stage is
young, middle age, old, young.
Yes, yes.
It should be
yes,
amalgam
please.
as such. So
Yeah.
it's a good amalgam.
Yeah, please, Aarti. That's why I was like, why I'm going so down already. Yeah, Aarti Ganeshji, please, please, you are welcome.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Gupta. Thank you, sir. Yes, I am Aarti Ganesh from Suriname. The poem My Dead Dream is where the poetess addresses that there was a dead dream of hers, which she buried a long time ago. However, it came back to her life to strip her accomplishment and the person she became. So here goes My Dead Dream from Sarojini Naidu. Have you found me at last, oh my dream? 7 eons ago, you died and I buried you deep under forest of snow. Why have you come hither? Who bade you awake from your sleep? And track me beyond the cerulean foam of the deep? Would you tear from my lintels these sacred green garlands of leaves? Would you scare the white-nested wild pigeons of joy from my eaves? Would you touch and defile with dead fingers the robes of my priest? Would you wave your dim moan with the chantings of love at my feast? Go back to your grave, O my dream, under forest of snow. With a heart-driven child hit you once, 7 eons ago. Who bade you arise from your darkness, I bid you depart. Profane not the shrines I have raised in the cleft of my heart. Thank you.
Very good.
Beautiful. Yeah, very beautiful, Aarti.
Thank you.
Yeah, and like like I live in Netherlands, so I know a lot of people from Suriname are here. Yeah, so that's the nice.
It was a good wait. It was a good wait because we heard a good good poem from her.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, it's like yeah, a part of her philosophical journey. Like when as a child she was observing things and writing, and then as she was becoming more soulful, and then she was seeing what's happening around the world, and yeah, and then she is writing her poems, are then expressing her thoughts. And yeah, she also I think probably it will we will also in the course of time read a poem that she was really, you know, deeply sorrowed by the World War I. And I don't know if you know the fact or not, like in the World War I, the Britishers literally used the Indian soldiers as the foot soldier. You know, the one with they goes in front just to buy the time, so that the men in back can prepare the strategies how to win. And yeah, I live in Netherlands, and in Belgium there is a place called Yper or Yper. I don't know how to best way. And there you see a very big memorial, and there is a very big Indian flag there commemorating of the sacrifices of our soldiers that were there. And you know, in that whole memorial there are walls filled with the names and of the regiments that by like for example Maratha regiment and like Madras regiment, for example. And then you will find these regiments and the name of the soldiers that were that lost their that sacrificed their lives as a part, you know, not for their freedom, but because we were slaves for the other people's victory. So that was kind of depressing for not yeah, kind of sorrow for Sarojini Naidu, and she also included that in her poems. Yeah. And that was also a very emotional place to be. That was the first place I visited in Belgium. Yeah, and that was, I think if you are visiting ever to Belgium, please feel free to go to that place, and then you will know in the museum what really happened and what was the role of Indian soldiers in World War I, because that's the part of history that we never learn. Because we know a lot about World War II, because after that we got independence, but World War I, yes, the Indian soldiers played a very major role and a lot of sacrifices.
That was a very good information, so it's very good. We never knew about that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say that because it is indeed, because if you know something when you visit some place, and if you know in advance, at least you look forward to it. Thank you,
Yes.
Suyesh.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Because when I was reading, and then, you know, all this Indian movement, because you can't make them apart from her poetry, and because everything is so interlinked, then of course these thoughts come into my mind, and I was like, I will definitely share it because I have been there, then I have seen and experienced it. So yeah, that was my experience. Okay, so let's move forward, and then let's see. Yeah, and after, so Sarojini was also arrested several times due to her nationalist activities, and you know, and she was like she was the one who will never surrender, and she was like, I will rise again. That was her motto. Yeah. So a bit of more facts, like not only in India, but Sarojini Naidu in 1924, she also traveled to Eastern Africa and Southern Africa in the interest of Indians there. So she was not vocal only in India, but she was actually the voice of India outside there. And the following year, she became the first woman president because of her involvement that was seen. Yeah, so that was one of the fact. Yeah, and she also played a important role or like a very active role in the Quit India movement, and that brought her a number of prison sentences, first in 1930, then in 1932, and then from 1942 to 43. Yeah, upon the outbreak of World War I, she supported the Congress Party's policies to be aloof, the first of aloofness, and then of the avowed hindrance to the Allied cause. So yeah, that was her role in the Quit India movement. And at this point, I would like to invite Gita Sechi from Indonesia. Gita Sechi, over to you.
Yes, she's not there.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Yeah,
Oh.
sorry. Then I will invite Narendra Chawla-ji from USA.
With all respect, he is the most senior most person of PLG.
Yes.
And this is the feature of PLG that from youngest to the oldest, everybody is involved in each and everything. So he
Yes.
is the youngest. He is the youngest, and all the old all already gone because his
Yes.
heart as young as a 10 years old kid. Narenji, please, you are come and recite it.
Thank you very much, everybody, and my dear अनुपम जी, हमें इतनी, मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगा क्योंकि मुझे बड़ा हैरानी हो रही है कि कोई भी व्यक्ति अभी तक हिंदी में नहीं बोला। जब मैं अमेरिका में हर कार्यक्रम में हिंदी में इतना बोलता हूं कि मेरे से लोगों को प्रेरणा मिली, और भी बहुत सारे हमारे ग्रुप बन गए जिसमें हिंदी की पोएम, हिंदी के गीत गाए जाते हैं। और इससे पहले कि मैं सरोजनी नायडू जी की कविता का पाठ करूं, मैं, ये मार्च का महीना है और जिसको नहीं पता उसे भी पता लगेगा कि पोइट्री एंड लिटरेचर ग्रुप जो है, इसका ये विशेष मार्च का महीना जो है ना, ये एनिवर्सरी ईयर है। और मैं अपने आप को बड़ा प्राउड फील करता हूं कि मैं जब से ये स्टार्ट हुआ तभी से इनके साथ अटैच हुआ और मेरे को जीने का साधन मिला, पहले भारत में और अब अमेरिका में। और दूसरी बात एक और है जो मेरे लिए तो पर्सनल है, लेकिन आप भी मुझे बधाई देंगे क्योंकि ये महीना मेरे जन्म दिवस का भी होता है।
अरे वाह,
बहुत बहुत बधाई।
So you are young again.
Next Saturday is my birthday.
अरे वाह, happy birthday in advance, and Saturday we will be wishing you again.
सर जन्मदिन की बहुत 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 शुभकामनाएं।
ऐसा है, जब कोई चीज मांग करके मिल जाए तो और भी खुशी होती है, तो मेरे को तो अच्छा लग रहा है। और सरोजनी, हमने बचपन में भारत कोकिला के नाम से सरोजनी नायडू के बारे में जाना, और बाकी तो ये थी तो साउथ इंडियन, लेकिन इन्होंने भारत के उत्थान में, भारत की स्वतंत्रता संग्राम में बहुत बढ़ चढ़कर, जैसे आपने बतलाया, बहुत अच्छे भाग लिया। और जो दीपक में तेल डाला जाता है उसी का ही प्रमाण है। एक स्त्री होते हुए इन्होंने इतने उच्च पद को सुशोभित किया, तो हमें बड़ा गर्व होता है और बड़ी खुशी होती है। और आज हम उन्हीं का कार्यक्रम मना रहे हैं। तो मैं शुरू करता हूं। भारत देश में जन्म हुआ, भारत देश में जन्म हुआ, सरोजनी नायडू था नाम, थी तो देश की भारत कोकिला और गुणों में थी बहुत महान। आओ मिलकर नमन करें हम, वो है सच्चे देशभक्त की पहचान। उनकी देशभक्ति और कर्मनिष्ठा पर पूरे देश को, तो इसमें पूरे देश को है, मगर मैं कहूँगा पूरे विश्व को है अभिमान। देश की उस महान कवियत्री को हम करते हैं कोटि कोटि प्रणाम। तो मैंने इनकी जो पोएम अपने लिए चुनी वो है द गिफ्ट ऑफ इंडिया। Actually, she herself was and is gift of India, gift for India. तो इन्होंने जो पोएम मुझे पसंद आई वो उसमें ये वर्णन किया है कि स्त्री को अपनी आकर्षण के लिए ज्वेलरी, कपड़े और इन चीजों की कोई आवश्यकता नहीं। सबसे बड़ी जो आभूषण है वो क्या है? वो लिखती हैं, क्या यह जरूरी है कि मेरे हाथों में अनाज या सोने या चांदी या परिधानों में के महंगे महंगे उपहार हों? और मैंने पूर्व और पश्चिम की दिशाएं छानी हैं, मेरे शरीर पर अमूल्य आभूषण रहे हैं और इनसे
Please, can you please recite the poem as such? Because this is an English program, so we will appreciate an English poem from you.
I could not get any information about this.
Actually, this is an English program, so we are celebrating her English poems, not Hindi poems as such.
But when Simi sister invited me, there was nothing written like this, so I selected this one. If you say, then I can proceed. Otherwise, I can go back.
No, you carry on, because that will be gift of your gift to us.
थैंक यू वेरी मच। क्योंकि उन्होंने खुद लिखा है हिंदी में, तो उसको हाउ कैन बी एक्सक्लूड। तो उन्होंने लिखा, मेरे शरीर पर अमूल्य आभूषण रहे हैं और इनसे मेरे टूटे गर्भ से अनेक बच्चों ने जन्म लिया है। कर्तव्य के मार्ग पर और सर्वनाश की छाया में ये कब्रों में लगे मोतियों जैसे जमा हो गए। ये पर्शियन तरंगों पर सोए हुए मौन है। ये मिस्र की रेत पर कैसे फैले शंखों जैसे हैं। ये पीले धनुष और बहादुर टूटे हाथों के साथ हैं। ये अचानक पैदा हो गए फूलों जैसे खिले हैं। ये फ्रांस के रक्त रंजित दलदली क्षेत्र में फंसे हैं। क्या मेरे आंसुओं के दर्द को तुम क्या माप सकते हो, या मेरी घड़ी की दिशा को समझ कर सकते हो, या मेरे हृदय की टूटन में शामिल गए को देख सकते हो, और उस आशा को जो प्रार्थना की वेदना में शामिल है, और मुझे दिखाई देने वाले दूर दराज के उदास दृश्य को और विजय के क्षतिग्रस्त लाल पर्दा पर लिखे हैं। जब घृणा का आतंक और नाद समाप्त होगा और जीवन शांति की धुरी पर एक नए रूप में चल पड़ेगा, और तुम्हारा प्यार यादगार भरे धन्यवाद देगा उन कामरेड को जो बहादुरी से संघर्ष करते रहे। मेरे शहीद बेटों के धूल को याद रखना। सरोजिनी नायडू। So actually, I sent to Simmi ji the topic of poem which I am reading, which I selected, and if I got, then I could get in English also. So even then, my contribution, so much thanks to the PLG and the selection of Sarojini Naidu's contribution to India, Bharat Kokila. Okay, thank you very much.
That's a nice
Thank
poem.
you, sir.
A bit different, but then also it's something which tells another facet of Sarojini Naidu, that she could write in Hindi and English both, and so that's a very nice share, Charoji, and we were honored to hear you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, indeed. Also, a lot of her poems are so famous and have been translated to different languages. Like, for example, if they were written in English, they have been translated to Hindi as well.
Oh,
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yes.
Suresh,
Yeah, maybe if I may, I can recite like one or two stanzas of the gift of India in English.
once we are through with all the poets,
Yes, of course.
then we would really like
If
to
we
hear.
have time. Yes.
And there's an information that since Harris has not joined, but then also see the beauty of PLG, that whosoever is attracted towards this PLG, somehow or the other, they have that that love to join us. So her mother has opted that she will be telling the
Sweet.
story. So she's on the line. Nazdeen ji is there. And I think before we hear our the remaining, please call her so that we can
Yes.
hear. Okay.
Please, Najiji, please welcome to the podium. The floor is yours.
Hi everyone. Thank you for having me here.
Please,
I'm
Nazi, we would like to see you also. Please put on the video
yes.
also.
Sorry, just give me a moment. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull up the poem as well. So I'm sorry, I'm with 3 kids. I'm trying to multitask.
If you're finding it difficult, you can continue with the audio also. Yeah.
Yes. Hi.
Yeah, perfect.
Hello everyone. Hi.
Hi. Welcome.
So can I start reading the poem?
Yeah, of course. Floor is yours.
Okay. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to say this poem. I have to be honest, I did not know much about Sarojini Naidu's poem right before this, so thank you. And here we go. Rise, brothers, rise. The wakening skies pray to the morning light. The wind lies asleep in my arms of the dawn, like a child that has cried all night. Come, let us gather our nets from the shore and set our catamans free, to capture the leaping wealth of the tide, for we are the kings of the sea. No longer delay, let us hasten away in the track of the seagull's call. The sea is our mother, the cloud is our brother, the waves are the comrades all. What thou we toss at the fall of the sun, where the hand of the sea god drives, he who holds the storm by the hair will hide in his breast our lives. Sweet is the shade of the coconut glade and the scent of the mango grove, and sweet are the sands at the full moon with the sound of the voices we love. But sweeter, O brothers, the kiss of the spray and the dance of the wild foam's glee. Row, brothers, row to the edge of the verge where the low sky mates with the sea. Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to recite this. Harris, my son, wanted to be a part of this, but I did not get a chance to make him practice. So thank you for having me over.
Yeah, Nazji, it was nice that you joined in, as you said that you don't know about Sarojini Naidu much, and this is the objective of this particular program, to connect people to those poets who are unknown as such. Lest they are forgotten, we celebrate them so that they are refreshed, revived, and they become pertinent in our memory. So, since you have joined, and it will be our privilege that you continue to join in programs like this, celebrating the legend, because here the poets who are non-poets also, and who want to connect to the literature also, they come and they participate in this particular program by reciting, by reading, by listening. they come to know about the info. Like today, Suyesh has given such a beautiful information about Sarojini Naidu. So similarly, we come to know other poets also in English, Hindi, and Urdu, everything. So it is a connection. Please do join.
Yeah.
So
Thank you so much. Yeah, and yeah. So finally, we were talking about the Indian independence movements, and after the Quit India movement, and finally, in 1947, August 15, India achieved independence, and she, as just after the independence, she was appointed as the governor of Uttar Pradesh, making her the first woman governor in the country. And she remained in office until her death on 22nd March 1949. Her most famous quote was, "Life is a dream, realize it. Life is a sacrifice, offer it. And life is a joy, life is a love, enjoy it." So those were her lines.
Beautiful.
And with that, I would like to invite Shoaib Dalalji from Iraq on the platform. Can you please unmute yourself, sir?
Unmute yourself. Please unmute. Zoeji, you are muted. Please unmute. Please unmute yourself first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
This is the time, and sorry. Thank you very much. Now, this is the time when the bride and the groom met only after the wedding. This is the poem written by Sarojini Naidu. This was a social injustice at that time. So, being that kind of woman, she wrote this poem based on that theme. And throughout the poet bridges the emotional gap between the past and the present of the bride, who is completely unknown to the groom, and whose
have we lost him?
Video has there is some disruption, I suppose.
I think some disruption is there.
Yes.
Zuji, can you hear us? We can't hear you. I think it's better take another poet, and if he comes back, we will ask him to read his poem again.
For sure. Then I would like Kamalika Mishra ji from India.
She was here throughout. I am not.
I think he's back, sir.
She's back.
So,
Yeah.
should we start, or should we wait for Mr. Zoeb Dalalji?
He's there. Zoebji, you are mute again.
Shoaibji, Zoebji, please, can you unmute yourself?
Please unmute yourself. Yeah.
So the past is like a hermetic mountain cell, which is stagnant and adhered to a place, but it caused a lasting contemplation of the state of mind of the bride. There is an arranged marriage in which the bride has her own mystery behind her wedding veil, but it affects the groom's future. The speaker perfectly describes the past and future of the thought-provoking way. Now the poem. The poem only two stanzas, and the title is Past and Future. The new had come, and now the old retires. And so the past becomes a mountain cell, where lone, apart, old hermit memories dwell. In consent secreted, calm, forgotten yet, of the keen heart that hastens to forget old longings in filling new desires. And now the soul stands.
Again, his video is stuck, I suppose. So we can't hear you.
Beneath her marriage, beneath her marriage, veil of mysteries. You heard it all. So So this is the poem. And I, being an artist, I made a sketch of for the CTL, and it is made in charcoal. So you people will not see it next month when the next time when a magazine comes, it'll be on the front page of the magazine. So Sarojini Naidu. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Thank you, Soebji.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now going to now, you know, her birthday, 13th February is celebrated in India as International Women's Day to honor women's voices in Indian history. And to be honest, I was not aware of it before I read. Everybody knows, and we celebrated like 2 weeks ago, the 8th of March, International Women's Day, but the Feb 13th, yeah, I don't know. We never I celebrated it as in a school or any other event, but that is like the Indians' Women's Day. That is the celebration of such a great voice. And
next time we are going to request Anupam sir for 13th February to have an Indian International Women's Day.
Yeah,
that is
good.
yes.
And like all women program is
Yes.
yeah, to celebrate. Yeah,
PLG can take the lead.
Yeah, wonderful. Now we know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So her birthday, 13th of February, is celebrated in India as National Women's Day to honor women's voices in India's history. Her work, along with those of other Indian women, proved that the battle for suffrage, like asking for the equal rights for the women to vote, was not just fought by Western women, aside of the women's suffrage movement, which has been often overlooked. And yeah, and Sarojini Naidu grew up to become one of the most celebrated women leaders of 20th century. And this year, 2026, marks the 147th birth anniversary of Sarojini Naidu.
Very good.
And the fact that the India celebrates the National Women's Day in her honor is a fitting tribute to a woman whose poetry, politics, and sheer courage reshaped the nation. Known as the Nightingale of India, Bharat Kokila, she remains the symbol of India's freedom movement, women's rights, and enduring power of cultural expression as a tool of national aspiration. So that was Sarojini Naidu. Now I would call upon Kamalika Mishraji on the stage.
Thank you so much, Suyashji, and all of the PLG participants. It's been a wonderful listening to each of you all. And Suyash, the way you've taken Sarojini Naidu, the legend, we've been celebrating it. And we've come to know about her not only as a literary woman, but even as a freedom fighter, and all her work that she's done throughout her life, her personal life, her social life, everything. You have brought it down so beautifully that we have come to know so much about her that we didn't know even in our school days. So
thank you so much, Malika ji.
This is really amazing. And Zoebji, I'll look forward to one of your sketches that you would draw for of Sarojini Naidu, because all of your sketches are really beautiful and amazing. And yes, today, the poem that I would be sharing with you all and I would be reciting in front of you is the poem called Life by Sarojini Naidu. And in this poem, she not only just tells us about the children, she tells that not only she says that life is not just about fun and excitement, but there's another part of life, and that is about sorrow, about your struggles, about how to achieve it. And only then will you be able to live life in a complete way, unless and until you have not experienced the life's sorrows apart from the joys. So just like a coin has two sides, this is how life is also about. So coming to my poem. Children, ye have not lived. To you it seems life is a lovely stalactite of dreams, or carnival of careless joys that leap about your hearts that billows on the deep. in flames of amber and of amethyst. Children, ye have not lived, but ye but exist. Till some resistless hour shall rise and move your hearts to wake and hunger after love, and thirst with passionate longing for the things that burn your brows with blood-red sufferings, till ye have battled with great grief and fears, and borne the conflict of dream-shattering years, wounded with fierce desire and worn with strife. Children, ye have not lived, for this is life. Children, ye have not lived, for this is life. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful, Kamalika ji. And also her how she explained the poem before, that was beautiful. I mean, worth listening.
Her rendering, I think so. We all became children.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. And now, as we have come to the end of this beautiful journey, let us remember Sarojini Naidu was not just a poet. She was a movement. She was a melody, and she was, most importantly, a message. Her poems were not just written, they were felt. Thank you to all our wonderful reciters and to our audience for being part of this tribute. Let her voice live on forever. And now I invite Anupam ji.
So Suresh, you had promised that you will be reciting your poem. Before that, you can't close.
Thank you. I forgot about it. I will do the gift of India, a few lines. So the gift of India. Is there aught you need that my hands withhold? Rich gifts of raiment or grain of gold? Lo, I have flung to the east and west priceless treasures drawn from my breast, and yielded the sons of my stickened womb to the drumbeats of duty, the sabres of doom. Gathered like pearls in their alien graves, silent they sleep by the Persian waves. Scattered like shells on Egyptian sands, they lie with pale brows and brave, broken heads. They are strewn like blossoms, mown by chance, on the blood-brown meadows of Flanders and France. Can ye measure the grief of the tears I weep, or compass the woe of the watch I keep? Or the pride that thrills through my heart's despair, and the hope that comforts the anguish of prayer? And the far, sad, glorious vision I see of the torn red banners of victory, when the terror and tumult of hate shall cease, and life be refashioned on anvils of peace, and your love shall offer memorial thanks to the comrades who fought in your dauntless ranks, and your honor, the deeds of the deathless ones, remember the blood of thy martyred sons. Yeah, that was the
Beautiful
gift of India.
So relevant for today.
Yeah, and that is exactly the poem that was based on, there was a mention of Flanders and France. The Flanders is in Belgium. So, yeah, that was the complete portrayal of what she felt about the soldiers. Yeah, thank you. So now, Anupamji, over to you for the unveiling of the magazine.
Beautiful. It was a beautiful little session, no doubt, Suresh. And the way you handled it doesn't seem that you handled it for the first time. Your first time was a great time, you can say. The way you researched, the way you collected, the way you presented, you made this program successful to the last hilt, I can say. That even if you are rendering, I think so, probably your 100th program also, you will be, I think so, you will give the same quality which you gave today, I would say. And I just want to add one more trivia to the whole thing, that today is 21st March 2026, and it is a World Poetry Day. And
wow.
Yes, it's a World Poetry Day.
What a privilege is that we poets are sitting and celebrating a particular poet in a language which is not her mother tongue, but which has been acquired, and the beautiful way we call her Nightingale, and the title particular justifies to her, because rendering yourself in a language which is not yours, and with such a finesse, it is just hats off to her as such. And the on this particular day, I would like to say that the role of a poet is that he is relevant to the times as such. In her particular poems, you must have noticed, and all the poets and all the listeners who are listening to it, this particular one, they would note that whatever Sarojini Naidu they have read, she was a rainbow, I can say. The width of her experience, the width of her poem expressed everything. It never like you said, that woman like, she fought for the woman, like, right. She fought along with Sarojini Naidu. She was in politics at the same time, but the sensitivity of the poet she carried throughout the thing, that was par excellence, you can say. Nowadays when we write poem, we don't get the subject, and subject was Steven on the road for her as such.
Indeed.
She just had to see that particular, the moment her eyes fell upon anything, be it light, be it anything, be it of happiness, be it of sadness, she was there. The poet in her came, and that was the beauty of it as such. And the way she expressed. Naturally, reading her is itself a very good. It is an experience. It is as if you are following the moment along with her. You can follow her. You can follow her anguish. You can follow her observation. You are with her, standing with her. Her words are so deep and so intense as such. The the choice of word, the choice of words makes the poetry. So let me share the. I think so. You can see, and this is the
Yes.
beauty. This is the beauty of PLG, that hats off to Tufalji and Simiji for making it happen. That every Saturday we are live again, and we are breathing again, and we are living poetry. So this is a link between the chain of the 313 programs which we are witnessing now, which you have so wonderfully done. So this relates to 312th episode, and this was an open poetry. Matlab, you are free to express whatever you want to say, English, Hindi, whatever you want to say. You can give your expression. And this beautiful picture of a Sufi dancer as such, dancing to the tune of the music, you can say. And this has been so beautifully sketched by our art director, Dr. Shalini Gupta Kumar. And you can see the dance of her strokes, and the brush strokes will give you that it is another visual poetry, you can say. The way she has drawn it. It's a beautiful, and and at the same time, this is another feature of a media report where we give the summary of whatever happened in this particular in that particular program, with the views of the media reporter, and at this particular time it was Anjali Saraswat Sharma, as she saw it, as she felt it. And so a small summary is there. You can see it, and at the same time you can read the poem, because when you hear the poem it's different, and when you read the poem it is different. So it is an experience. It is different experience which through which PLG wants to connect its members to the poetry as such. And like this, I said that these are the people who were there till the last, listening to even the last poet as such, and encouraging him to encouraging him as he spoke. So this is the last page, and these are this is the force behind PLG, okay, which is making it stronger day by day. And in that, I would like to have a special mention of our social media head, Kapil Batraji, who has who is involved with each and every program by editing this media report, so that is this presentable and succulent, and you enjoy every bit of every word of it. So this is the team which contributed this to this e-magazine as such. And at the helm, naturally, it is Simi Kumari ji, because and if she is not there, I think so. Okay, we all nothing will be on time as such. Then Tufail, very well, very thanks to Tufail ji and Simiji for giving us the platform, and at the same time giving us a structure of PLG executives, regional presidents, PLG heads, who are involved behind the scenes to make this particular PLG success as such. And this is a timetable of PLG school as such, and it contains all the programs which were held and which are going to be held, so that you can use its creative juices, and you can just attach to the program with your creativities and make this PLG's initiative successful. And this is the last page, a reminder of the banner and the banner and the participants as such. And this is a small, you can say, initiative of PLG to connect between the programs as such. And this I dedicate to all the young and old and mosaic of our poets who are present here, and as well as to the listeners who are there in that last as such. So that this will be available, Simiji will make it available to you all, and it is dedicated to you all. And with this, I make it public, and she will see to it that you see it on a Facebook, and you connect to the program, and you are able to connect with the program on YouTube again. Thank you. That was the last year, and likewise we will be finding the e-magazine of this particular program, the next program, as a connection with Zoebzi's you can say creation on that particular.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you, Anupam ji, for showing us the beautiful magazine. And yeah, it's always wonderful to see, like, there is no, I don't think like there is ever a design that is repeated. So every time the magazine comes with not only the creative content, but also the creative outlook. So that's beautiful. And I find the Sufi, before I was looking at the photo and I was like, what is that? But as you told me, I could immediately connect, and it's so beautiful. So thank you. I thank you and all the members, Simiji Tufelsi, for bringing it for us every time.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having us all here. It was a beautiful program.
Wonderful session, no doubt.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for that, and thank you for
Thank you so much for inviting.
all the poets who are present, and who showed us the beauty of expression of Sarojini Naidu, and all the people attached to to PLG, our vice presidents and vice president and PLG executives who have worked behind the scenes to make it successful, and also most importantly the viewers who connect to this particular program, and who are connected at this particular. Thank you for making PLG a big success as well. And special thanks to Felji and Simiji for giving us such a wonderful program.
Platform, yes. A beautiful platform, beautiful platform.
Beautiful program where we can express ourselves.
Yes.
And we are not getting bored.
No, not at all. And I think the selection of Suyash here was very nice because she herself is having such a lyrical voice, and then handling the program of the Kokila of India, she herself has got such a sweet lilting voice, beautiful voice you have.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes, musical voice.
Lovely, lovely.
Thank
Thank
you
you. Very
so much.
grateful to
Thank you.
hear that, and
And
very grateful also for this opportunity.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now I'll take a leave. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank
I
you.
would also invite now Anupam ji for the vote of thanks, because Simi ji mentioned that she cannot be there because she is traveling.
For the vote of thanks, first of all, I can't be so adorate and so beautifully. I can't state it so beautifully as Simiji does, because no doubt her efforts, efforts are so beautiful. But her heart is so beautiful. The way she says thank you, it really exudes in her words, and the way she says, I can't replicate that. But at the same time, first of all, if they are not there, but then also I'm thanking Tufailji, our President Tufailji and Semiji for all their efforts and for all their for all their efforts for making 313th program continuously from the day one, and so successfully. And even if they are traveling today, they made it sure that that continuity is not broken. Thank you, sir, and thank you, Simiji, as such. And with that, I would like to thank our vice presidents, vice presidents, and all the executives and the social media head, and especially I think so Zoebji is there for continuously giving us such a beautiful CTL sketches as such, and so which he makes it with such a beautiful. And I think so I have my own sketch which he has made in my drawing room, and whenever I see, I just meet myself with that. And thank all the viewers who have joined for this wonderful session as such. And we will meet next time, next Saturday once again. Thank you all once again.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.
With that, I request I think
Thank
to make it to close the program as such.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I
think is it
prayers. That's why it was prayers time. So I took a break.
It's okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
How to quit as such. Join advanced. I don't know. I don't know how to close this as such. I think so we should all quit, and it
There is a one leave message in the last corner. Cross.
Leave messages for everybody to individually do. I think so.
Because I think somebody else is adding the meeting, so maybe you are just going to leave the meeting. Otherwise, you'll be not able to end it. What I feel so.
Okay. I will leave the meeting so that
I will too.
Yeah, so the meeting will end.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.